Good day to all the distinguished guests. I go by the name of Karabu Mashawana. Today we'll be looking at the advantages and disadvantages of online education. Here's to our table of content. We'll be looking at the introduction, the use of online education, different types, the advantages, disadvantages, and as well as the conclusion and references. Internet has become one of the most important tools for students and instructors to share and acquire information for learning and research. The use of internet and other significant technologies to create learning materials, instruct learners, and also regulate courses in institutions is referred to as online education. As a concept, e-learning has a wide range of applications, learning methods, and processes. According to Tao et in 2006, this new learning environment based on electronic networks has assisted students to obtain personalized help and learning schedules which are more convenient for them, separate from other students. The use of online education. How can it be used, online education? It can be used to supplement the traditional way of learning by allowing students to access the internet in class to get more knowledge on the aspect which is being tackled. It can also be used as a division, having students to choose from the traditional way of learning and the online education. Or online education can take over the traditional way of learning and be used alone in class. So students can learn online from home from different locations. There are types of online education or online learning. We have a computer-based learning and an internet-based learning. For example, students who do CAD or IT at school, they use softwares and the hardwares to generate learning. That's the computer-based learning. And we have internet-based learning whereby students can learn from different locations, can use YouTube and other sources on internet to access more information. That's what we call the internet-based learning. Are you optimistic or skeptical about e-learning? That's the very big question of this presentation. Are you very optimistic or skeptical about e-learning? So here's our advantages of online education. Why is online education advantageous? So when it comes to time and location, it is very flexible. It is very cost effective, which means there will be less traveling and less other costs. Access to huge amount of information. So students will be able to access information in various websites. The use of e-learning allows self-pacing. Students will be able to pace themselves while they're at home, how they will be able to study. And lastly, it closes the gap of digital division. So it means that when we say people are digitally divided, some students won't be able to get these digital devices. So when online learning is being emphasized or is being used, it means each and every student will be able to get a gadget that she or he will use to access online education. It means they'll get laptops so that they can access this online education. So it closes that gap of them not having the digital devices of learning. So next we are looking at our disadvantages. Why or why is it disadvantages to continue with this online education? So the e-learning method may be less effective than the traditional technique of learning in terms of clarifications, explanations, and interpretations. It means that the teachers won't be there to assist in explaining face-to-face with the students. It is very problematic for instructors in terms of cheating. Many students cheat, they do work in groups whereas they were supposed to do it alone in class. Limited social interaction. So students will be learning from different locations, which means they won't be able to interact or socialize. affordability. Some of the students won't be able to afford data, even if it might be provided, but it will be finished, it will be depleted. They won't be able to buy the amount of data and other resources needed for online education. The use of e-learning in education is not possible in all fields. So this is very clear. In all different types of subjects like physics, scientific subjects, they won't be able to do these practicals the same way they would have been done in a lab or at school. So it's not really conducive in that area. So we'll be looking at our conclusion. So we all know every sort of learning has its own benefits and disadvantages. But the major key here is that for every kind of learning, it depends on the commitment of the students or the willingness of the students to learn. Any can be used. But looking at the evolving world that we are in right now, online education is more advantageous and it can be used in all institutions. These are the references. So that's where I got most of the information in these slides. So as I told you my name, I thank you so much. I'm Karabo Mashawana.